Greetings, world and family. I am Richard.
And I am Gary.
And together we are rocking Pandora's
Pandoras
box.
box.
Woo! We
Woo!
love you back, family. Welcome to this Sunday's edition. What are we? June 7, 8? June something?
8th of
8.
June.
How are you, my Gary, my brother?
I'm okay. I'm still kind of getting over aches and pains from Ascension things going on and stuff. But it's I'm good. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. How are you,
Okay.
Richard?
I'm good. I have to, you know what? I think that all of us are going through tremendous new levels of ascension symptoms. So much so that last week, my brother, in my meditation, I got, Richard, you have to start doing a personal series on ascension symptoms. And the one I did last week, so that'll be every Friday until the series ends, because it's a series. And we started with the teeth because I woke up in the middle of the night right here and it hurt. And it felt like a tooth. And it felt like the nerve. And like me, although I do love my dentist because of her spirituality, I don't like dentists. I've always had a thing like the drilling, the ee and the nerve, and what if the two collide? I've almost punched a dentist when I was younger, right? Like we're going back 20 years. And the pain that came, I went like, and then of course, he like ran away.
Yeah, of course.
But so I'm focusing to go, okay, what is this? Like, so the fear crept in, like, do I have to go? Because there's no way I'm gonna get a root canal. There's no way I'm getting a tooth removed. These are my teeth. I'm gonna deal with them because I don't believe that root canals are actually healthy for anyone.
I
Okay,
agree.
it's artificial, they compound it, then they seal it shut, and then like all that nerve ending, like the circulation, even if they remove the nerve, it goes like for like miles within us, and every tooth represents something of our body. So I'm never going to have that done. I've been root canal. I say like blow me, I'm not doing it. So I'm meditating. I say, oh, it's an ascension symptom.
Yeah.
Like you with your pain right now you're going through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then I started going like, oh yeah, I can feel it. It feels like a sinus. And why do I know this? Because at the time, years ago, a long time ago, when I used to do cocaine, that's what it felt like sinuses, right? So they're all related. So I went deeper, deeper, deeper still. And no, I didn't. And it's gone. I don't have pain anymore, right? It was an ascension symptom because every tooth that we have are like wind chimes. And yes, if Femi, you did not see that video I did on Ascension Symptoms Volume 1, we have fairies that live in our mouth. I was blown away like to the information and what I saw. And am I really surprised? No, because I know fairies are real. I see them, but now this is a whole new ball game. Like there's a party in our mouth, that they protect like everything. These what were they called? The tooth
Tooth fairy. Yeah.
no, it's not the tooth fairy. They had the tooth. I forget the name right now because I'm getting bombarded with images. But it would be a colony, and they live in the mouth, and every tooth they protect, and they protect against a lot of infiltration. So whether it be 5G, whether it be fluoride, they're always extremely busy. And with this, what did I get? I got that, well, of course, Big Pharma came in and the Rothschilds and all of this, and like, trying to heal you to make money. Because what is this? Like a fluoride cleaning. Where, like, how does that make sense? Of course, your teeth are going to get porous. So a lot of times that I got sick of, you'll have pains, you'll have what seems like a cavity, but it's not necessarily a cavity. It could be like trauma that's represented on one of your tooth, because that one tooth will be linked to something of an emotion or something of your organs. So I was like just mesmerized. Like just when I thought that okay, like I am seeing so much. Like what else? It's a whole new ball game. It's like new dimensions are opening up. So oh my god, I got a party of rock and roll fairies rocking in my mouth. Ah! It was so cool, Gary. So there's that, and yes, I guess I'm talking about this because you were talking about your body aches.
Yeah. I mean, for me, in 2003, I had a discectomy. My disc popped out onto my sciatic nerve, and I ended up twisting like a snake. And
Oh,
yeah, that really did a that was a new level of pain. And luckily, I had health insurance, and within a couple of weeks, I was under the knife. Literally. But
okay.
it took me 18 months to get over that operation. 18
Oh,
months. Oh yeah. So so anybody out there who has back pain and that, oh my God, I feel it. Um,
how long ago was this?
2003.
Now we're 25. So
Yeah.
were you free of pain between that? But
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
recircling, it's
Yeah.
coming back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Ah,
Fundamentally free of pain. Occasionally I get a little bit of sciatica,
okay.
sometimes numb toes and things like that, but
Hmm.
nothing bad. No, I suppose in the last X amount, 20 odd years, I've had maybe 1 or 2 weeks worth of a bad back, which is quite normal for everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yes,
just,
of course it
you know,
is. Yes,
pulled a
yes.
muscle or done something silly, but my actual back's been fine. And for probably last month, I've felt
Yeah.
something changing in my back, and it's been getting worse and worse and worse. And that's why I was doing the babbles, walking and babbling as much as possible, because I was trying to
To
get out and walk,
exercise. Yeah.
exercise. Walking's very, very good for everything. And it just wasn't working. And normally that works. Do you know what I mean? And again, um, I started getting pain, but I got pain on my left side. It's always been my right side that I've had the sciatica. Now it's my left side.
Ah,
So it's swapped. Um, and it's been really quite painful. And even mobility wise, just like sitting hunching down hurts on both legs, never has before. So I got the pendulum out. Obviously, I don't see the same way as you do, but I got the pendulum out and asked, and it was Ascension symptoms. And basically, what's
yes,
happening is my body is beginning to fix itself,
yes.
ready for what's coming.
Recalibration. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So there could be many of us out there, many of the femi out there who have got aches and pains that they've not had for years. And what I think this is fundamentally is our bodies are changing and now starting to fix these problems.
Mm.
But also interestingly, the lovely Mel, my lovely Mel, who's an encyclopedia on all things medical, um, she said also that the left hand side of my leg being numb could be me releasing and visiting old childhood traumas.
Yes.
Because again, the body holds our traumas, and so we can get ill literally by not talking our truth. You can create your own illnesses literally. And so obviously as a child, if you didn't have the ability to express yourself or do certain things, which is probably why my back went in the first place, it
Mm.
was probably through trauma. And so I think what's happening as well is I'm doing some inner work and I'm doing some other bits and pieces, and I think it's all coming round as a whole, and all the broken bodies are fixing themselves basically, and that's the way I see it. And now I've come to terms with that. I'm actually getting better every day, which is lovely.
Well, that's amazing, Gary. Thank you for sharing. But I concur. I concur. We talked about this briefly before. Was it a month ago? I don't know. I don't understand time and space anymore. But I have a titanium ankle because I had shattered it. I mean, like totally shattered, guys. It wasn't a broken bone. It's like I shrank from like 1 foot on one side as I collapsed on the pavement. And it's the weirdest feeling. There was no pain though, which blows my mind. But it was shattered. So my foot was like a wobbly dead chicken thing. So I got titanium, and maybe a month or two ago, I spoke about it somewhere in one of my videos. You
Yes,
remember it,
I
Gary?
remember
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
And I felt like, is it a phantom pain? Was it like the titanium getting tighter? Was it my bones that were growing? So this is what's going on right now, through all the pain that we're feeling, it is like some renewal, rejuvenation. Something is because we are crystalline right now.
We're certainly turning
Okay.
it. Yeah, we're changing for sure. Yeah.
The carbon clay template, bye-bye. And that's why all the organs are moving around. And this is why we're having so many different symptoms that go way beyond the ringing in the ears or the vibration in the hands or under the feet or the anthill on certain persons' skull. I'm Gar.
I tell you, sometimes I'm sitting there scratching. People think, "Has he got nits? Has he got nits?" You know, it's like,
Well, we all know what's happening.
yeah,
Oh, Home Alone.
God, it's more like the Scream at the moment.
Oh, yes, I know the painting you meant, but I think you're cuter than that. You look like Home Alone, like ah! Yeah, that's how I choose to see
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, I think we could carry on with this kind of thing because
Yes.
it's frequencies that are changing within the realm, and I'm noticing this quite a bit in many things now. Now, something that I was I've been awake for a fair while,
Mhm.
or aware. The language it really doesn't mean much. It just means
Just don't say woke, and
no,
we're
no,
all
no, no,
good.
no, no. I was doing a lot of research from
Mhm.
20 end of 2012, 2013.
Mhm.
I went into the research mode, and I prefer to call us researchers. And when you research and you're learning, then it gives you a different perspective over what you observe, see, hear, and it allows you to view the world from a different place,
Mhm.
So, people say, oh, that I woke up or I was aware, or the language doesn't mean it's just, you know, you realize you're thinking in a different way to the collective consciousness
Mhm.
fundamentally. And this must have been nearly 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, it must be 4 years ago. Um, I obviously don't read books for my knowledge. I watch videos and get guided to watch certain videos, or a video will come up on my YouTube channel. Um, I don't even subscribe to, but it'll come straight
Mhm.
up as if it's a subscription. And okay, it's hit me in the face. And even if I get rid of it and carry on going, it'll come up again and it'll come up
Mhm.
again. So it's my higher self putting something in electronically for me to see. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that may sound to some of you a bit far-fetched, but trust me, it really does happen. You know,
Mhm.
Source will always put something in your way that you're meant to see. Always. So this video came up on my phone, and to be honest with you, I thought it was on YouTube, but this video came up on YouTube, and I can tell you exactly how long it lasted because I watched it 4 or 5 times in a row. It was that profound that I watched it 4 or 5 times in a row because it was just like one of these wow moments. And there was a guy with a very similar voice to Morgan Freeman. Wasn't
Okay.
Morgan Freeman, but and there's mountains in the background, and there, as he was speaking, there was words going across the screen. And for me, that's the perfect way for me to learn, you know.
Mm.
And I was told lots and lots of information. It lasted for 8 minutes and 58 seconds, you know. And I don't know why I'd remember that, but
The
I mean,
seconds, you remember the second.
yeah, I mean, how weird is that, you know?
But it
Like,
marked you. It marked you.
yeah, it marked me,
Yeah.
and there is a significance to that as well that I understand now, but at the time I didn't. And I was told about certain things. I was told about Operation Looking Glass, which I'd never heard of at the time,
Hmm.
and I was given other words and bits and pieces. But one of the things I was given, one of the words that I was given, and up until literally talking to Richard this week, maybe at points, and trying to figure out what it is, was a word called the singularity.
Yes.
Now, I even had a tarot card reading by Jenny, loved by Jenny. I had
Oh.
when I first met Jenny, I
Mwah.
actually paid for her to do a tarot reading for me, and it sounds terrible, but I booked the 45 to hour minute slot, paid Jenny and everything, you know,
Mhm.
and luckily I was the last client of the day because instead of it taking an hour, it took 2.5 hours.
Oh.
So for two and a half hours, Jenny was like, "Oh my God, I didn't expect this today." And there was cards flying everywhere in Jenny's style, which was
Oh.
amazing. But the singularity was one of the questions I asked, and we didn't really go into it very deeply. It was just one of the questions I just needed. It was it's terrible to say, but I was kind of testing Jenny to see,
Wasn't
you
is
know,
it is it terrible?
no,
No.
maybe not, maybe not.
No, it's not. I mean, like, and Jenny probably felt it right away. And as me, like, I know some family members, will come and, they see my videos, and, there's always a question of doubt. Like, because of the ego, like rotating the potato right there. So it's like, is this person as genuine as I think? There's a question of there's nothing wrong with that. That's
No.
part of the human experience. But then she did deliver, and
Oh God.
then you said she rocks my world,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Jenny certainly does.
yeah.
She's like, you know. But
We love her.
when you're getting knowings and information coming into you,
Uh-huh.
it sounds strange, but you sit back and you observe yourself as in because you're trying to make sense of everything that's going on.
Mhm.
So one of the questions is am I completely mad and insane and schizophrenic, or am I having an experience, or is it something in between? And obviously Jenny doing the card reading, she, in her card reading, was 100% correct in everything she said. And she picked up every single thing that I asked of her and went beyond that. So, like you have for me as well. I mean, for me, I'm in the very, very fortunate position to be friendly with Richard, where something's
Mhm.
going on in my head that's doing my head in, and I can get on on the phone to Richard and say, Richard, can you help me out? And he, if he's free, he always gets his cards out for me or has a little C. And so I am in a really, really blessed situation where, you know, not no offense, Richard, but I kind of have Richard on hand, which is like, oh, can you imagine that, Femi? Having Richard on hand? Oh God, what a position.
You're gonna make me
Um,
shy.
but it's amazing because it gives the confidence of what the messages you get come through to know that what you're getting through is genuine because
Mhm.
somebody else is confirming and not being funny, Femi, there's not many people in this realm that have the ability to confirm some of the weird stuff that I talked to Richard about and have spoken to Jenny about as well. Trust me, some of this
Yes.
stuff is quite weird. And even if Richard says it's weird, you know it's weird from his background.
Yeah, because I'm probably the spokesperson for weirdness. Right?
Oh God, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the singularity is something that I've not understood at all, and I've never really been able to get my head around the singularity fully. Now, I thought could be timelines converging or things like that, but I think this week we've kind of got it, and I'm pretty certain we've got it. Okay, and so we're gonna I'm gonna express and talk, and Rich and I are going to talk about this, right? The singularity that I was told about in this video represents the joining of the frequencies of us.
Yes.
So, what do we mean by that? If you could imagine that you're a beautiful glass vase and you've been dropped on the floor and you shatter, and lots of different bits of shards of you
Mm.
have gone everywhere. And what this means is that the frequency of the awakening and the development of us, not just me, you as well, Femi, we're talking
All of
everybody here,
us.
all of
Yes,
us,
all of us. Yeah.
it's happening. It's like it's almost as if those shards are magnetic. And when you resonate at that frequency, the shards start to come back. And so
Mm.
you become whole again.
Yeah.
So, so the singularity is fundamentally about different aspects of us that have been in this realm in different times, different frequencies, different places as such.
Dimensions as well and reincarnations.
Yep, totally. Are beginning to come back together.
Home. Come back home, babies.
So,
Yeah.
my back pain or Richard's foot pain in a different dimensional frequency, another version of Richard never broke his ankle.
That's right.
And so when that fractal of Richard came back into Richard, because he hadn't broken his ankle, there had to be some kind of adjustment. And Richard felt the pain of the person himself that come back into him. God, this sounds crazy, doesn't it? Of the person that came back into him was readjusting to the physicality of Richard. And that's the only way I can describe it in an easy, understandable way so
Yeah.
that you can understand it, Femi. And hopefully that does make sense. So, what's your take on this, Richard? Because you helped me with this craziness.
Well, I think that everything that you said, my Gargar, is so beautifully aligned. And I totally resonate to all of this. Yes, this is exactly what is happening right now. Okay. Singular, because I'm French, forgive me. Singularity. There's now moment. Huh? That's exactly what it is. Us who are sentient beings, not part of a matrix, and we're not going to go crash and like ruin the parade of an NPC. The NPCs had their place. They were there to help and support us, whether it would be someone at a grocery store, a family member, even a lover. Yes, lovers too. They all had a purpose because we've been in a slumber. It is an artificial intelligent construct, matrix, or simulation, but it is organic. So everything had its place. Now, what do I think about this? See, all of us, okay, that are sentient, because not everyone is sentient. That's why I was talking about the NPCs, right? They are part of to entertain us and have us experience. But the ones that are really real, which is the all of you, the family, if you are here and you're following us and you love us and all your comments are showing it. It's because you are one that is awake, not woke, like we said laughingly before. Okay. We'll never use that word ever again. But this is what it is, that singularity. So we are here right now in this experience right now. I am Richard. Gary is Gary. You will be like, well, all of your names. But we are calling back all these aspects that have, because we've existed forever in our universe. So every experience, when that, that infiltration came in. Now, did it come with the moon? Could have been, there's something around that, but there was something that seized us. And throughout every experience on different timelines, different dimensions, we could have been a feline, we could have been a dromedary, whatever it be, a piece of rock, it doesn't matter. But we've all had life experience that kept looping and going, and they were shattered. Okay, sometimes we were killed, sometimes that experience had a lot of guilt, a lot of anger. And right now in Gaia's like golden remembrance of the great awakening, which we're all talking about, it's not a figment of our imagination. We're in it now. We're planted in 5D right now. We're turning crystalline. So all these like webs, versions of us that had different experiences, they're like shards, like Gary, you beautifully explained it, huh? Like you drop and then the shards, like a magnet, come back home. And that's what would explain all of the ascension symptoms right now, more so than they ever was. You're happy and all of a sudden you're angry. It's like, oh my God, you're pissing me off talking to me. I want to rip your, like, go for the jugular. You're probably bringing in a part of you that had that anger aspect, however it looked, okay? It's going to be different for everyone. We're all wired differently, but there was an anger aspect. So that's the burst, outburst of emotion. And physical pains too. There's a big thing about this that Gary's saying about his back, my ankle, but there is just so much coming back online. And see, we're all saying there's no 24 hours in the day. So see, ascension symptoms are stronger, more potent. We're in it. It's not a figment of anyone's imagination, not to us, Femi. It's beautiful. It's glorious. And that's what I see about the singularity. Everything is coming back online, and then we raise, we awaken, we are the golden phoenix that rises from the ashes with Gaia, right? It is a new day, it's a new dawn. Now, what does that happen once? Okay, so when you call on all of your soul aspects back home, because that's what you're doing, like Gary said, magnetic. Once you are vibrating, I got my aspects. Oh, look what's happening. All of a sudden, someone out of the blue from the UK will contact someone in Montreal, Richard, like Gary, like Jenny, like Mel. There are so many. But that's what happens once you get all your aspects back home and your library is, all the books that were lented out are back in the files. Then soul family comes in, soul grouping, tribal soul group. And then that seems to connect to what I see as oversoul, because we're all part of the same.
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
that make
Yeah.
sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in frequency terms, it's called entrainment. And what entrainment means, new word for everybody, I'm sure it was for me. And again, this is a melism. She uses Tibetan singing bowls sometimes and bits and pieces. And observing the Tibetan singing bowls, but it could be the chimes, the
Yes.
you know, yeah.
Yes. The
Um,
frequency.
yeah, frequency. what we get is something called entrainment, and what that means is when you strike a bowl of a certain frequency, none of the other bowls will vibrate unless they are that exact frequency. And that bowl, even though it hasn't been touched, will start to vibrate
Uh-huh.
with that one.
Uh,
They're connected. Two different bowls, but you can strike either one or the other, and they will
and
both
uh-huh.
vibrate, but around them, none will. And this has been done with tuning forks. I've actually seen this. It's very clever. This guy had 3 or 4 tuning forks, and he had a tuning fork that matched only one of these 3 or 4.
Okay.
And when he hit the tuning fork, 3 of them didn't move, the fourth one did. And you can see them both vibrating. Yeah.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he stopped and he turned the tuning forks, you could see that one was 432 and the one that vibrated was 432. Another one was 525, or you know what I mean, on or 60. And the others that are different frequency did not vibrate. They were different now.
Mm.
So this is called entrainment of frequency. And
Mm.
we are going through this as well, and we have been for some time, but I believe we are really starting to do this. And as Richard said, um, individuals, depend, it doesn't matter where they are in the world, will find each other who are meant to be
Yes.
together. So um, I had a message from my higher self when I first saw Richard on YouTube. Again, Jenny, thank you
I
very
love
much,
this
Jenny.
story.
Um, Jenny mentioned Richard. This was before I'd even had my reading with Jenny,
Like
actually.
love by
Loved by Tarot.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Jenny loved by Tarot.
Yes.
Loved by Jenny Tarot. Sorry, God. Oh, God, we're getting the name wrong.
By
But
the way, Femi, I'm gonna do my first collaboration tomorrow with the beautiful Jenny, sister to Gary in the UK. Loved by loved by Jenny Tarot, and
yes,
that's going to be our very first collaboration. Double your pleasure. You got an angel, you got a dragon, and we're going to do some deep dark searching on a specific topic. Do tune in. Come tomorrow, as you will.
wow. That
I had to
sounds,
plug it
oh, yeah, no, that sounds very intriguing. And oh my God, that's going to be
in.
one not to be missed, folks. That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be
Um,
awesome.
so Jenny, loved by Jenny Tarot, mentioned Richard. And so I checked him out. And as soon as I clicked on the video and watched him,
You
I,
got a crush on me.
I did. I did. My higher self said, you are going to be working with this guy and you need to
Yes.
contact him. And it's quite weird. Um, I eventually found a way of contacting him, sent him a message, and felt quite awkward and uncomfortable doing so, I have to say, because that's not me. It's really not. I don't message people.
I remember that
I'm
day.
very, and I just literally said, look, I'm Gary. I'm from the UK. My higher self's told me that we're going to be working together in the future, doing some stuff. And can you please ask your higher self, check it out, and if
I
so,
remember.
get back to me. And 3 or 4 days later, I get this message back saying, well, this is the spread I did. Hello, I'm Richard. How are you, Gary? But that was entrainment of frequency of myself and Richard.
Singularity.
And it was the same with Jenny. And it's the same with many of us around here. You will start to be drawn to certain people, or you will follow certain people. But this also has the other effect.
Mhm.
There'll be people that you've known all your life.
That you drop.
Yes.
Well, you have to drop them for your soul tribe.
Yeah.
You have to. We're not the same person anymore. We're online. We're not disconnected.
I
It
mean,
had its part while we were
yes.
disconnected,
Yeah.
entertaining, whatever.
Yeah.
We're none of us are, we're not the same. No one's the same anymore. We're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger. Yeah.
What we've got to remember as well is, okay, as Richard quite rightly says, we're in a organic world or an
Hmm.
organic simulation, a toroidal field of consciousness that
Yes.
creates the perception or reality of us being real. This is flesh,
Yeah.
and
Tangible. Yeah.
tangible. Yeah, yeah. Now, with this comes the human experience. We are in a realm to have an experience. We can't get to this stage right at the end or near the end of growth without having the human experience. So everything that we've done throughout our lives was meant to have been for
Yes.
us to try and learn lessons and spiritually grow within to get to the stage where we would vibrate at the correct frequency for our soul tribe, our soul group as such, to come together and vibrate at the same way that we
And
talk
become
about.
one.
Yes, the singularity of groups. Now, I'm not saying that
I'm
I'm
loving this.
I know it's great. I'm not saying that everybody's going to be the same because we're not. We all vibrate at a different frequency,
Hmm.
but we will also be able to recognize those that vibrate on the correct kind of frequency and those that do not. Now,
Yes, and fast.
yeah. Now,
Fast.
in my personal story, and I'm sure Richard's the same, and I'm sure many of you are the same as well, Femi. I literally have no friends from my past to the current day. Not
I
one.
know. I know. I only have Jenny May. That's it.
So when I first started my research and started coming out with these wow aha moments, obviously I had friends and a friend group, and I couldn't believe what I was finding, and I wanted to express this. And I can remember a very good friend of mine, I mean, such a good friend of mine. And we were sat in the local cafe having a fried breakfast,
What
brunch,
does that mean? A fried breakfast?
a
Like
fried
who eats a fried breakfast? Oh, eggs.
eggs,
Okay, okay,
sausages,
okay. I
bacon,
get it.
fried
Because I
bread,
saw like steak all of a
baked
sudden. What?
beans, the
Okay.
full works,
Yeah.
cup of
Okay.
tea, English tea, of course, the full works, or maybe a coffee if you're being,
If you're Richard.
sophisticated. So we're having what we call a fry up in England. A greasy spoon
Okay.
is another word for it, and I'm expressing, I'm saying what I've just learned, and
Hmm.
I'm saying to this guy, look, I really don't think the world is as what we've been told, and and I'm fine, and look, and I start talking talking to my best friend, and at the end of the breakfast, he literally ran out of the cafe, and he never spoke to me again. I,
Ah, the fucking loser. Oh,
oh
I swore. I'm so
no, that's
sorry.
fine. No, no. But I also understand because he was not ready and he was never going to be
You
ready to.
scared him.
I scared him.
You scared the hell out of him. You made him
It,
question his reality.
yeah, and it was my fault. It wasn't his fault. See, again, this is something you learn as you go through your self work. Okay,
Yeah.
you can blame somebody else for the action and the reaction that they have on something you do. But he never would have done that if it hadn't have been for me overstepping the mark and pushing that onto him. And it was wrong of me to expect him to take on something that he was never ever going to be capable of doing. It was almost like you're doing 10-minute miles running, yeah,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I've just done a 4-minute mile, and this guy's looking at me thinking, no, the mile can only be running 10 minutes. No one can run a 4-minute mile. It's mind blowing, and he couldn't take
It
it.
was too much.
It was too
Kablooey.
much.
Yeah. Kablooey.
But you have to then do the inner work to understand this.
Yeah.
And I love this guy still to this day. And if he phoned me up tomorrow, you know, it'd be wonderful
You'd be looking forward to it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
because I understand it was my fault and I overstepped the mark. He
But is
didn't.
it really your fault? I mean, because you grew from it, you learned from it. May if he's real, he learned from it too.
But what an
I don't.
experience, though, isn't it?
I don't
Because
believe in wrong being a
no, but
thing. Like I don't. I don't.
no, but we have to share a culpable amount of responsibility for
Yeah.
our
Okay.
actions.
I
I'll
see
put it
where
that
you're.
way.
I see
Yeah,
where you're going.
yeah.
Yes.
So there's a culpable amount of responsibility for my actions that created a reaction. Okay. So if
So
I
to
walk,
flog yourself.
no, I didn't. No, but at the time I was hurt.
Yeah.
But this was
I
an
know.
experience that the human flesh, the body in the human world realm had to learn to
In order.
understand, to grow
Yes.
from, to get over with. You see what I mean?
Fractals coming back in. Yes.
So this is what I'm saying. We're in a human realm having human experiences.
We are.
It's just that at this particular time or period that things are beginning to change from one thing to another, and there's an opportunity to level up within the game that we're in,
Hmm.
you know. So so again, I have no friends from my past, but what I do now have is
Mel.
the
Richard.
gorgeous Mel, Richard,
Jenny the famille.
Jenny, and Jenny May,
Yes. The
and
famille.
I have a few other people that I'm very friendly with who are very nice to me. But I have people in my life now that I truly, and I
Love.
mean this, truly um, rate. And I know rate sounds a very strange way of
I
putting it.
don't know what that means.
Um, another word for rate.
Love?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
love.
Okay. Love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't only love them. I actually am happy that they're in my life because they bring something to my life,
Well, twin
and
flame, man.
and it's a
Yeah.
synergy. It's a
Yeah.
synergy of a soul group, a tribal group coming together, and we're now at the stage where this is becoming more and more obvious.
At my door again. Keep
More
talking.
fans. Can you believe it, Femi? He's going to have to sign some more autographs. He's got a queue of lovely ladies at the door waiting for him, and he's going to have to sign a piece of paper, have his selfie done, the full works. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it. It happens all the time to him. But yeah, hopefully you guys can understand what we're talking about here. You know, we have lovely memories of the past and the experiences and the learnings from it, but now we're starting to come together. And again, Richard is in Canada. I'm in America, England, UK. I've got friends like Maten, you know, another one. You know, we mustn't forget Maten. Um, another amazing. He vibrates on the same frequency as myself and Richard. You know, again, he's in America. Now, I haven't met physically Maten and I haven't met physically Richard, but I know they're my brothers. And that's key to this, you know? I'm lucky enough that Love by Tarot Jenny lives in the UK and I've met Jenny in the flesh and she's lovely. And my partner Mel, who's with me, um, I'm certain that we were together in previous incarnations or previous experiences of this realm, you know. And so we were always that entrainment of frequency was always going to bring us together. But it had to happen when we were both mature enough and at the right stages of our lives to be able to appreciate each other and accept each other and be able to grow together on and on and on. And that's exactly what's happened. And that is exactly what is happening, you know. And so there was a story Mel was telling me about this lady. And when she had her eureka moment and woke up, um, became aware, self aware, full works, she realized that her husband was not the right person for her. And she literally had told him and said, "That's it, we're finished because you don't vibrationally, I no longer have the same frequency as you, and you're just never going to get it." And she actually left him. Now, that's pretty extreme, I have to say, but she was being true to herself and her journey. Quite extreme, really. But also, it's been that authentic you. It's about being authentic now. That's the word, authentic. What do you get from spending time with others that don't vibrate on the same frequency as you? Are you being authentic to yourself? We've gone on to authenticness now. Being authentic to yourself, to be you, to to join your soul group and to resonate fully. And I just told them a little story about a lady that when she finally became self-aware, realized her husband wasn't the man for her, and she literally said tatty bye to him and
Yeah,
left him, you know. And although that's quite an extreme thing, she was
it
being,
happens often right now.
yeah, she was being authentic to herself and true to herself, and it was part of her journey, something she had to experience and do. One of her learnings, in fact.
The rising phoenix.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, baby, that's what it is.
So, how many autographs did you sign? How many women are outside waiting for you?
I've what happens is that I had my driveway sealed. Okay, so um, it's like a black. It looks like black glue, like it's the strangest thing, but it seals the pavement, the concrete, so it doesn't crack. So that was it was not like fans like wanting kisses.
Course not.
Although one
We
of them
believe
had a
you.
crush on me because I'm a sidekick, right? So go, oh, you find me hot. I saw you. Well, I mean, I do animate an energy to certain frequencies. So,
I'm sure you
but it
do.
wasn't fans. It was for the concrete stuff. Yeah. The end.
The end. So
um. Yes.
yeah, so this singularity is continuing to happen, and it will happen for some period. I believe it's none of this is like a switch. None of this happens overnight. Um, when I was doing my babble the other day, I was talking about something happening, and it takes
Okay,
a
my
lot.
brother.
Yeah, and it's like an oil tanker. When you've got a big ship, like an oil
Uh,
tanker, to turn it round and come back the other way, you don't do
mhm.
it in 2 seconds flat. It takes miles and miles to come round and slowly turn. We've got colour in
Oh, look,
now.
colors.
I'll go again.
Oh, damn it, Janet.
But um, but an oil tanker takes a long
It
time to
does.
turn round, and
Yes.
so this is another one of the how can I put it, um, programs that have been put into us.
Hmm.
Now, when I was a youngster, we didn't even have a telephone in the house. And if you wanted to contact family, you had to write them a letter, or you had to go to the payphone box, which was a 10-minute walk down the road, and put your money in, dial up, speak to them, and then, and that's,
I liked those days.
yeah, so did I. It was lovely. And I think I was probably about, I don't know, probably about 10-ish,
Six. Okay.
9 or 10 when we got our
Okay.
first telephone inside the house. you know, maybe a little bit, but and I can remember we didn't get our first color television until I was about 7 or 8 years old. So all the televisions were in
How
black
old
and
are
white.
you?
I was born in 71.
Okay, so you're a year. Oh, yay! I'm the alpha. I'm 1970. Because I don't remember all those details. Like, I guess it's very different from the UK to Canada. Because my firstborn memories, we did have the actual phones with the wire cords.
Yeah.
Is that your first memory, or you're talking about? No, it's
No,
different.
we had no phone. I can remember them digging the holes and putting the posts in. In actual fact, right, this is another crazy memory. Um, where I used to live when I was a child, I was brought up in a village in Norfolk called Buxton. And next to Buxton was an RAF base, RAF Coltishall. They had Lightning fighters and such like, but they
Okay.
also had Sea King helicopters. And Sea King helicopters were used for air sea rescue. So they would be like the man that dangles from below that gets lowered down. Oh, there you go. Gets lowered down, pulls somebody out the sea, you know. And I think this was in 1978. So I was 7 years old, and
Mhm.
we had a really bad winter in the UK, and we were snowed in. I mean, properly snowed in. And we had a local shop, and like parking and a road and all that bits and pieces. Bloody lights are doing. Oh, if I turn this one on, it might help. But
Janice, bitch.
yeah, yeah. So what?
No offense to anyone called Janice. We're not
No,
talking
no, no,
about
no,
you.
no, no, no,
No,
no, no.
no.
So what happened was we had a lot. We had RAF sergeants and people on from the RAF, you know, the Royal Air Force, living in Buxton, and we were running out of food. And this would never happen in today's modern age, but I
Okay.
remember this. Um, the word went round, so we got a knock on the door. No telephone, remember? Knock on the door. Tomorrow,
Someone's calling you.
No, no one's
No.
calling me. No, you know. So we get a knock on the door. Tomorrow, there's going to be a helicopter dropping a pallet of food outside
Oh
the local
wow.
shop in you know in the middle of the village. So we all pile down midday, and this Sea King helicopter comes along with a pallet underneath it, and it lowers this pallet onto the floor, and like they unclip it, and it
Yeah.
flies off. Now, that couldn't happen today because there's telegraph poles and wires going across.
Oh.
But then there was no telegraph poles and no wires because nobody had telephones. And so the helicopter come right low, dropped the stuff, he waved to everybody and he went. And I can remember that as a child. What, you know,
That's crazy to me.
I,
I've never had an experience like that ever. In
yeah.
Canada, no, no, none.
And it was outside the local shop, which was called the Mace. And what happened was the storekeeper and his assistants opened up all the packages and there was bread and everything else like that. They went into the store and everybody went in casually and got served and got their bread, milk, eggs, butter, and
Yeah.
flour and bits and pieces like that. And it was kind of like that never ever happened today. Can you imagine phoning up the military and say, "Oh, it's really snowy today. Can you come down with a helicopter and drop a pallet full of food for us?" But that's how it worked back in those days, you know.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Survival. It
But
worked.
the other thing we had back then, and we don't anymore, we had community.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thanks to AI. We all say AI, AI. It's a new intelligence, our family. Maybe we don't know all about the new intelligence. We're in a simulation. We're already in AI.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Organic as it
yeah,
is,
it's still an AI controlled
it's
mechanism.
still an
Yeah,
AI because
yeah,
I see the matrix
yeah. I
with my
understand
naked
it.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I see it. It's a toroidal field of consciousness it's almost like lots of little Russian dolls, and each Russian doll, if you can imagine, is a toroidal field of consciousness, and they all layer up to create this solid reality that we believe
Mhm.
is real. And the matrix is exactly the same. There's code running down and
Yes.
and when you then, I mean, this bloody camera's doing my head in, honestly. um where that's crazy. I'm gonna brighten it all up, and then
Poor
there we go. Then it
Gar.
won't come in now.
Febe, let's
It's stuck.
call into the light for Gar.
Oh dear. But where was we? I've lost it now.
Well, yeah, because we were talking right now about the simulation
Yeah.
and like
Oh, the
being like
Matrix. Yeah. Right. So I'm with it. Right. So when we go to the double slit experiment, and the scientific findings of that is atomic. I call it atomic matter. I'm not talking about nuclear. I'm talking
no,
about
you're not. Yeah.
atoms, protons, photons, uh, and neutrons and stuff like that. And I bunch it all together
The Big Bang.
as an atomic matter. You
Yeah.
know, um, that when we look at it, creates what we see. So in the Matrix, you had all this code running, and the code was fundamentally, this is a wall, this is a door, you know. And when we look at it, it then creates that as a solid thing that we can touch and feel and interact with. And
Yes.
and this is what we live in fundamentally, you know. And again, I have done stuff on this. If you're interested in looking at it,
Mhm.
it's all out there. But again, it's very, very interesting.
Hey, don't stop. Off. Cats.
Which one was being naughty this time?
Lady Squiggles, I just got a brand new screen for my screen door yesterday because it was ripped to shreds by both. All my three cats trying to go outside and all the squirrels trying to come inside. So it was so funny. So I brought my friend James. He's my dear friend and my handyman. So I cut his hair every month. I never charge him. And then whenever I need help, he's a handyman. I gave him my screen. There was like gorilla tape everywhere, like at angles. But now I was touching my screen. I just like put my fingers through it and went. So I got a brand new screen, and now Squiggles was climbing it. My brand new screen. Oh, I see. She sees a chipmunk. A little.
Ah,
That's why.
yeah. She wants to chase
Oh,
the
there's two
chipmunk.
of them. Do you want to see it? Okay,
Yes,
I have
yes,
to
we
show
do.
you. Oh, shoot, it ran away. Hold on. Can you see in the horizon? Okay, one's moving. Can you see?
Um,
Because I don't know what you can see.
we can see the mesh. We can see the tree base with the logs and the steps going down.
Okay, can I turn? Okay, this is not the place. I try to show you because it's cute. It's like a baby, like you want to grab it and go. I love animals so much, man. As we were, sorry.
As we were. So so yeah, so we've kind of covered the the frequencies joining
Mhm.
and our soul groups connecting, and us losing other people from our friendship groups or soul groups.
Yes.
Um and the self integration to allow the broken mosaic of the crystal jar to come back magnetically,
Yes.
to create a wholeness, which is the singularity.
Yes.
So, is there a card reading or something, that a message that you could come up to with the family about this,
Of course.
that would sort of like show this kind of thing via the amazing cards you have?
I would love to do this, and today I would love to baptize a new deck from Miss Kathy. Kathy, I received your gift yesterday from the US of A, I believe it was. There's customs here. You sent me a beautiful pack, which is called Chubby Bunny. Thank you, baby. I love you so much. And today I'm going to baptize your deck of Chubby Bunnies in
Very
honor of
nice.
you. All right. So what's the question, Gary?
Um, just a message from the cards to the Femi about the joining of the soul groups and the singularity
Hearts
and
of Oversoul and Universe. Please tell me everything I
where
need.
we are with that, you know, where we are with that.
All right. So tell me everything I need to see, everything I need to know in regards to all of our fragments coming in, coming online. And now that we are online and that we are like throbbing like a lighthouse, like a disco ball, is this what's happening? What is could be said about joining like family members, soul groups?
Well, that jumped out.
That
Really wanted
small
to come out.
cards. Okay, so we had the Four of Cups. So that was in the past. So in a time that we had to keep to ourselves and keep everything that we found, that we knew, we kept to ourselves. So we kept within in the past. Oh, look how cute he is. Like, look how not happy he looks. But look, there's something coming here, guys. I think that's a carrot.
There's a carrot.
Yeah, because it's a rabbit, it would be a carrot. Okay, so he's not happy with the people in his life, the ones that are close to him. But look, okay, look what's coming in. There's a carrot here, something of a value, something of a substance. So that is very representative.
Representative, it certainly is, old chap.
Because, you know, the French, the English, the teeth. I love my teeth, but they're big. I know that. It's because Farrah Fawcett, right? I wanted the same teeth. Then we have, what do we have? The Two of Cups. So we were jaded in the background with this question, not happy with what we had. Something else is coming in. Two of Cups is a new collaborations or hands are shaking. So cups, emotions. Then we have the Six of Pentacles, where the meek inherits the meek inherits the earth in a sense of off-world energy rebalancing from the past to the now, from what you've left to what you're going to gain. Next, in the now moment, we got the Eight of Cups. We're turning our backs to something that no longer serves, which is the people that we do not connect to anymore. Like Gary says, I don't have friends of my past. I said, like, I have Jenny May. Well, there's actually another one, Mick. But I used to be very famous and popular people. Famille, I should not call you people. My famille, my sisters, my brothers. I was like a model. I used to like have my name on a billboard, and then the club was full, and I sacrificed all that. So this is what it is, turning your backs to something that no longer serves. We are going through the 40 days of 40 nights through the desert in between an eclipse, because yes, that is the moon, that is the sun. And what is an eclipse? Really, the definition and what I feel as a mystic is like bringing truth to light. At the heartbeats, what do we have? We have the four pentacles. So we are safe. We are safe. Keep everything to thyself. Why do I feel like a deja vu right now? I know the first card was the Four of Cups. Okay, that's why Four of Cups. Blase. This is in, okay, because I'm being brought back here. So while we were born, and now this as the heartbeat, ba-bum, 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 going from born, listen to the carrots coming in here, the message of the universe, you are safe. So keep to yourself. Ah, thank you, higher self. Don't act out in desperation if I'm bored and I'm just going to hang out with anyone in order to not be bored. Because right now, this past here is coming fully online to bring you your soul tribe to you, because you are worthy, you are golden, you are tribe. Moving on. Then we have, what do we have? The moon. In regards to secret illusion, smoke and mirrors, passing and or death. But again, there's more to this. Okay, in this context, the moon, there's a lot to do with the moon. And the moon did create a big part of her division, but moon is also spiritual. There is something feminine about that energy right here. So, you know, like, calling your soul tribe in would be mystical, would be moon energy. Moving on for the future, yeah, we do have the Knight of Wands. So this means to me high ho silver. In a sense, usually it would be the Knight of Swords. Wands is just the same energy. It just represents more passion,
Can you hold it up a bit
creativity.
higher?
Oh, creativity, authentic, passionate values. So that is a very fast moving. So soul tribes are coming in the near future. We're out of the secrets. Then we do have the magician, as above, so below. We can manipulate what you focus on, you attract. The magician does exactly just that. Tempts, plays, manipulates all the elements, as above, so below. So soul family coming in really rapidly. And then we end with the star. Flip. The star card. So that is off-world energy, and what we are entered now, the age of Aquarius, my beautiful family, playing with the distilled water from one universe to the other, the mirrored version, and getting rid of all that infiltration. Okay, we're getting clear, we're getting cleansed, it's distilled. So that's the 9th, last and final card. Beautiful. I do still want 3 more. Okay, so like this, 3 more. So I don't even know what I'm looking at. The 3 of Cups, something to join, band hands, bring the cups, chin chin, cheerio, old chap. You get that meaning, cheerio, old chap, right? You're British. And then we have the 7 of Wands. We have the higher ground at warring from being lonely. So yeah, it is something extremely beautiful. And then we're going to work on new friendships and new soul tribes with the 8 of Pentacles, because that guy, as you follow me, I know it's funny because most of you recognize different cards, but this guy works at carving his pentacles, his pineapples. He is smiling while he's working at developing new soul tribes. Ta-da!
They're lovely carrot coins, actually. He's doing carrot coins.
Oh, is he? I didn't even look at that. Oh my God, how cool is it? Oh my God. Okay, so Kathy, I love you. These were so fun to play. Did you see the first Kathy, the first card that went flying?
Yeah.
I love you, Kathy. So
Super.
did you like it?
That reading is exactly what we've just spent the last, 2 or 3 minutes talking about.
Well,
I know
because
it's
I
longer
don't
than
even
that.
remember. Me, it's like fast. Like I don't remember what I said.
But no, that was brilliant, because that was exactly what it was. It was about moving on from the people we've been with, the universe giving us something else, new beginnings, and new soul tribes and new energies coming in.
Yes, coming in.
Because when we had the the four of round carrots, not
Yes.
pentacles, round carrots. When we had the four of round carrots that's been within, and that's the
Mhm.
inner work. That's you raising your vibrational frequency to the level at which you're then ready to have your soul tribe come in.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love this. And it's glorious because that's exactly what everything is. You know, the singularity and everything happening. And when we are complete, we find our tribe because it is a question I do see in personal readings with beautiful like family members on one-on-ones. Where is my soul family? Well, we're here now. You're just bringing all that. So if you got like migraines, all of a sudden hip pains, digest it. It's everything come back to you. And now look, you went online. I want to reserve book an appointment with you, Richard. Well, you were called to me, soul family, because you're healing. Because there's no way someone's gonna want a private reading with me if they're not healed, like, or they're not like in our vibe. No, I don't see it.
they've
No,
got to be
no.
curious about what's
And
coming up.
wanting. Yeah.
It's like the door's been opened, and they they
Yes.
they see that crack of light, and they're thinking, "What's that about? I
Yeah,
fancy
yeah,
about
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
but I'm
yeah, yeah.
not sure. So I want Richard to give me a reading, or any other." There are other tarot card readers available, apparently.
There's Jenny, who's amazing.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
it's a,
think Jenny would be like the sacred divine feminine of what I do.
yes, yeah.
And me, like, although I could have an androgynian, like, because I'm a male, but I mean, I got long hair. Look at me. Oh, by
Oh.
the way. Oh my God, I love my ring so much. Am I able to like mention this, Gary? Because I just realized that I'm wearing it and I lost the card of Pam. Pam, look at me. Look how beautiful I am because of you. Pam, thank you so very much. I know this is, it feels like almost like one of our commercials that people complain about too much commercials. Pam, I love you. Look at your Richard. I mean, I'm full of dragons. And this, for me, I want to say, Pam did not just send me a new edition of a silver dragon ring. She gave me one of her most prized possessions. In the 80s, she was into art and she had done this piece of her hands, which is about 10 pounds. Oh, yeah, I'm not kidding, look. This is like a real piece. And her name is Dominique. I'm pretty sure it's Dominique. And that comes from her nostalgia, and she sent it to me. Pam, I love you so, and I will take care of your baby forever and ever. Love. All right, intermission done. Pam,
Actually, I just want to say about the adverts at the moment. They've gone off the charts.
the
YouTube,
what?
the amount of adverts. I mean, I've had like comments on my channel saying the adverts are just unbelievable, and I'm the same as
We
you
don't
guys.
have control on this. This
No,
is what for me you have to understand. Like Gary and me, like we come, yes, as a beacon to help and trigger or bring back remembrance. But you know, like we have to live, right? So this is it. So we are YouTube partners. We don't have, the thing is with the ads, we make money off it. Now, are we doing what we do to make money? No, but we need to survive. So we have no control on the amounts. It's not like, uh, please give me 10%. It is what it is.
yeah.
So just wait the 5 seconds, skip it, don't lose patience and get pissed off at us. We're not in control. We have to pay bills. I have a mom to support, a child. Get, get, we all do, right?
Yeah.
And we're not here to, it's not, we're here for the right cause, but why is it wrong that we make money to live? I
The
mean,
thing is, though, Richard.
if I can't live, I can't make these videos.
Yeah,
Like I'll
yeah,
be a bum. Like I'll be like streetless, like
yeah,
on the street.
yeah, yeah. The thing is, though, Richard, YouTube has upped the amount of adverts recently, and so where we get one or two, we're now getting 7 or 8. And I'm noticing it as well, where I'm trying to watch something, and it's just advert after advert after advert, and
Okay, I haven't seen that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's noticeably worse at the moment. So whatever YouTube's trying to do, they're trying to I think they're trying to annoy their customers into purchasing their premium product where they get no adverts or less
Oh,
adverts. And
okay.
so there's a new product they're just bringing out. And I think it's like 6.99 rather than the 12.99,
Oh, okay. I
and it's
see.
less
Yeah,
adverts. And I think it's the so they're deliberately doing this to annoy
yeah.
their customers into purchasing stuff. And I've noticed that Google do this quite often. So if you purchase something from Google, um, so I purchased Zoom on, because we do Zoom calls all the time, and if you don't
Hmm.
purchase it, you only get 40 minutes. And our first shows were always no longer than 40 minutes because we had to finish, otherwise we got cut off. So I purchased it, and as soon as I purchased that, the amount of adverts on my YouTube channel that might what I watch went through the roof. And I thought, you slimy ums,
Okay.
you know that I've done a purchase, and now you think I'm a sucker, and now you think I'll purchase more of your stuff and your goods if you annoy me enough to do so. So that's the energy I feel of, and I don't like it,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. So as Richard said, we don't control this, and there's an agenda behind this for sure.
Well, thank you for sharing this, Gary, because I haven't watched like zero YouTube videos in over 2 weeks. Like I've been that busy right now. All I do is my meditation, my emails, and what I do. Um, so I had no idea what you said. So forgive me. Like I did not know that what Gary said, like it's bombarded. I just thought that, for the ones in the comments that well, we got to make money. So
Yeah, but we have no
like,
control over it. We really
but
don't.
you're saying it's accelerated like a
Yes.
chainsaw, like a
Yeah.
buzz saw.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I did not know that.
Yeah. I've noticed
Like
it.
I did not know about the Sullivan kids missing till yesterday.
Yeah.
They were missing, for a month, and I haven't been on the internet, you
Can
know.
you just talk about that a little bit? Because I think before we go on to our next kind of subject that's really related to the singularity and the frequencies,
Yeah.
can we, it's a good time now. We're not, can you talk to us about the Sullivans and what you've been doing, please, Richard?
I would be happy to do, yes, of course I would. So yesterday morning, so we are Sunday, so that would have been Saturday the 7th, I think. Yes, 7, 6. And I had a mystic from Nova Scotia who had contacted me saying in an email, like I was thinking for a day or two whether or not to contact you. My higher self said, yes, contact Richard. So it was in regards to Jack and Lily Sullivan. Jack 4, Lily, I believe, is 7 years old. And they went missing over a month ago. Now, for me, it was brand new, right? Like I never even heard because I'm not on the internet anymore. but I felt it, and I felt my like inner flame, my higher self, like, oh yeah, this is something you got to like reach out to this beautiful sister. She's a mystic. She contacts the angelics. Well, I don't know if I'm correct with angelics, but like it's a different energy than me. It's very busy with her, and I know she's like accurate and she's not bullshitting. So I did contact her, and okay, so there's these kids, and they went missing. So we started doing a collaboration. We talked on the phone for almost an hour and a half. Then I made a video yesterday, and my video I found because my higher self told me, call to the family, because you're seers, you are oracles, you are light warriors, you are light workers. We have this, we have a community. Now, kids, no. And that's what was very that marked me with when, because I don't have her permission to say her full name, so I'll just say her first name, Sharon. So because she's been following us as one of you, as the family. Like, I know you don't like delving into that anymore, so if you don't want to, I respect. Okay, well, I don't want to talk about the past and the adrenochrome, but this missing children, I am on it, okay, like a dog with rabies. I did a video. So many of you, the emails, I've spent the whole morning from 7 to 10 o'clock responding. All of you had something very important. I thank you all, because I don't know what my position is now. Like, I got contacted by Sharon. I felt the fuel. We're working together. I know Gary is helping while he's sleeping with Sharon to protect her. These children will be found. So anyways, like, all this to say that yesterday was so intense to me that at the end of the day, I contacted Gary and says, I don't think I can do a Rockings Pandora's box tomorrow. I'm drained. But I went to bed and I slept. And guys, oh yes, they came for me. There is a dark cloak from a little, no pun intended, but a midget-like woman. Dark magic, boiling bones. She's not like old school, like not ancestral. She's like a learning, reading black magic, trying to veil them. They came, they came. Are you okay if I keep going on
Oh
this,
yes.
Gary?
No,
Okay.
I think the family
Because
should
like
hear this, because
I'm
there,
just going with, okay.
there are other energies that the family should be aware of, that we have had contact with personally ourselves, and it happens. So yeah, please.
Thank you. So this is a vivid dream. This is not just a dream. It's not a random dream. I woke up at 4 o'clock and recorded everything that I saw. So in my dream, I saw Tarot by Isabella. She was there. There were vampires around. I was aware there were vampires. It got like disturbing, the dream. I don't think I can say this on YouTube, that part of the dream, but there was one part afterwards where there was a child. He looked like he was 9 years old. I don't know if it was me or another child, but I was looking outside, looking at the child who had his face going onto a river in the winter. So ice with a hole for when you go fishing, ice fishing, and he put his whole face into the hole. And then I saw like his face, but going, and then there was a mirrored side. So there was an other ice with it's weird. So I'm from this side, looking at this face, looking here, but then there's someone else coming from here doing the same thing. That one had like a vampire teeth, like a monster. And then I was made aware through the connection to this one that this one had like fake Halloween plastic vampire teeth because I saw it move like this. All right. Next chapter. I live in my mom's old house before like we sold her house, and I built a house on my house for my mom to live here because my mom is my best friend. I look after her. Anyways, whatever. Her old house before here. I open the door, 3 black cats try to run in. I have 3 black cats. You all know how much I love cats, black cats especially. I knew right away, infiltration. These are like imposters, shapeshifters. I knew them right away to be demons. I grabbed them. One like escaped. I did catch it, but the 2 other ones right away I got rid. Then I found the other one, and damn it, because of my video I did yesterday, that dark lady, that midget, no pun intended, woman, it's because I saw a small woman because she was beside a bizarrely large man. Like, I'm not saying he's deformed, but they looked weird. Like, so to me, beside that, like no intelligence man, that's probably the driver or the fear indoctrinator in regards to Jack and Lily Sullivan. There's that little woman that does black magic. Now, this woman knows what I did yesterday. She heard the invocation that I shared to you, Femi, because oh my god, you guys, I'm so proud of you. We did something so strong. Her heart beats, I felt it like ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. There is so much hope. But she tried to attack me at night. Ha! Come on, bitch. You gotta bring it more than that. And so here we are today, and I'm not going to let go of this Jack and Lily Sullivan. I don't know them. I haven't even knew about them till yesterday. So yes, of course, in yesterday's video, I said a week ago. And a lot of you say, oh, it's been like a month. Well, all I registered, like, I did not know the story. I saw the date, and then, I mixed my months. Like, I saw the 2 of June, but it was a 2 of May. Like, no, I don't even know what the mother looks like, for crying out loud, guys. So please give me a break with the time. It was just like a fuck up. But we're going to find these children, and these children are very, very, very important, and not just because they are light beings, is because somehow, I'm not saying I'm anyone's more special than anyone. I never feel that way. I feel I'm very special, but we're all like, we're on the same thing. I don't feel myself like this. I don't want to be this. I want to be that. Okay. So all of us, like, let's find these children, and that's like making exactly the same energy as calling back our fractals, because all of us are soul family, and we are an oversoul, and rescuing these children. This is what's happening. It's a golden bloody era. Yeah. Transmission over. That was, yeah, that wasn't just me right
Yeah,
there.
no, that's fine. No. I do a lot of stuff in my sleep. Not so much in the waking, but when I'm asleep, I get up to all sorts of strange things, and I'm aware that I do, but I also am not aware of what everything I do, because we have to be protected sometimes, because some of the things we take on are not things that you want in your visual psyche.
That's
So
right.
so you know, um, they're going to come. They're going to be found, and
Yes.
these creepazoids who have got them are panicking and they're in trouble, because I can feel their fear. So
You feel it, huh? Like, we've triggered some things. Like, uh-oh, it's not working. The hiding spam. No.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. This is our mission. We're gonna find these children.
Yeah, I've got the old ants nest going and stuff. So I know I'm certain. So and the more pressure we can put on Femi on these people, the better by
And
far.
also all of us together, Femi, the dark side, if we're one individual and we bring light, yes, they might have power if they all try to suppress us. All of us calling to the sailors at seas, trash can never compete with class. The end.
The light always takes out the dark. Always.
We're a brotherhood, a sisterhood. We're a band of like the rogue bikers, right? That's what we are. That makes me happy. I find that very sexy. Yeah. Like spiritual bikers, like to release. Yay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tonight, guys, before you go to bed or tomorrow, whenever, just do a little mantra and just, put a little bit of energy out into the universe um for that.
Jack and Lily Sullivan.
Yeah, for that to be
Yeah.
the ending we require and want, and for it to end sooner rather than later for those poor children, and to reunite the family, which is all we want to do. So
We want them safe. Like
yeah,
there is something. I don't want to talk too much about the family because it is convoluted. And since my video, it's so bizarre. I've never seen anything like this before.
no, no,
I
but
see a grandmother energy also, but I'll save that for another video. I'm
yeah.
not saying the grandmother is evil. There's something weird and off, and it's really hard to read. But we're
As we
gonna
get
get it.
Yeah, as we get closer, it will everything is divine timing as well, and sometimes we have to accept that and understand that at the right time, the right piece of information will come through, which will cause and happen. So there we go. So anyway,
Yeah,
Fami, thank you very much for listening to that one, and we send our love to the family and the children
yes,
especially. So
yes,
now do you want to carry on a bit on this kind of a semi tangent, but something connected to what we're talking about the
yes. We
singularity in that?
can.
Yep,
Yes,
super.
we can. We can go for maybe a maximum another half hour.
Yeah, that's all it'll take.
Maximum.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. So for those who follow me, you know that I look at somebody called Janice, and I've also been looking at something that you're fully all aware of. I've heard it before, which is the Fibonacci sequence and sacred geometry. And I've put together some very interesting bits and pieces that show that what we've been brought up with and told all our lives as being something that's beneficial for us isn't. It's a psyop, and this goes back to a previous Rocking Pandora's box that we did when we looked at the moon. Okay,
Mhm.
and I didn't have this. I hadn't had this sort of like epiphany or knowing come in, and so I just think we just should add a little bit more context into, or a bit more meat on the bones, as it were, to one of our previous shows where we talk about the moon and it coming in. Now, the Fibonacci sequence is a frequency that we were told is creational, but it's not. It's parasitical,
Mhm.
and
It's rot.
it rots, and it mimics the creational energy to start with until it gets to the seventh um, numerical point, and which time it then begins to collapse upon itself unless it feeds off loosh.
Hmm.
So, and again, going back about the Great Pyramid, when we talked about the Great Pyramid, even, and that the Fibonacci sequence was encoded in the pyramid, and the pyramid uploaded information into this holography, which I am firmly convinced is why we've got this window of opportunity for us to go from the 3D. There we go. He agreed with me, from the 3D to the 4D. Okay. Even the camera agreed with me with that one. So we live in a toroidal field of consciousness. Okay. And this is actually going to take us back to the Giants one as well. We did 2, 3 weeks ago, didn't we? The Giants
We did.
3 weeks
The
ago or so.
Titans,
Yeah, the
yes.
Titans. Yeah, and the old trees and some of those mountains are dragons. There'd be dragons in those mountains, and there really is.
Yeah.
Um, I saw an interesting thing as a tangent that somebody thought that volcanoes were the leftover fluids of the dragon who could breathe fire. And so we got the volcano and the volcanic lava, and it wasn't anything to do with underground magma or anything like that. And I don't believe magma and underground stuff like that is as we're told, from my research. But they felt that the chemicals that when you add one to the other creates fire, or is what, and there we go, we've got color again, is exactly what we're seeing and what we're getting with volcanoes. And I thought that was really interesting. And there's actually a beetle that puts two chemicals together and can fire out
Yeah,
acid.
electricity, yeah.
Yeah, and electricity and stuff. So we know in nature this is possible. Blooming camera. um, so fundamentally,
Hmm.
we have a character called Janus. And when we did the spider grandmother part of it, one of the 8
Yes.
legs was Janus.
Hmm.
So Janus is one of the creators of this toroidal field of consciousness.
Hmm.
Now, Janus at some point went rogue or bad. Don't know what.
Infected.
Yeah, yeah. And it affected the frequency of the toroidal field. Now, Richard and I were talking today about this, and I think Richard had more of a knowing, because I was just like saying, oh, this is possibly how it, and Richard sort of like got the seeing and the knowing. And so this is thanks to Richard. We often bounce off each other and come up with
Yes.
things, because I get a kind of
Because we're brothers.
we are.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of get a knowing, or the information leads me somewhere. And
And you
Richard
trigger me and I trigger you. Yeah.
and Richard's got the ability to see. And oh wow, what more could somebody want? Like I said, lucky boy am I. And
Lucky boy.
lucky boy.
Lucky
And
me.
so we've got all these old tree stumps everywhere, and they're cut off perfectly. Cut off perfectly. We won't do that again, will it?
That's gonna be a thing now.
That
Every
is.
time it goes off, we'll do.
Whoop.
Oh.
So these trees are cut off perfectly flat, and they're big.
Yes.
There's no one knows really how these trees were cut down. Now, we know the Titans were big enough at the time to have been able to cut these trees down in the way they were cut down.
Hmm.
Now, what if, and this is what we think currently, that the frequency of the toroidal field changed, certain Titans were then taken over in their mind. Oh, we've gone color again. And with this, they were guided to, like a schizophrenic voice in them, to cut the trees down so the realm could be changed forever, because these massive trees, which weren't they weren't wood, they were silica. These was and the giants,
Crystalline, like
yeah, the
yeah,
giants were more crystalline. The realm was not the same makeup as it is now.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So what we're talking about is a different kind of way of looking at this. Okay.
Mm.
Now, with the Fibonacci sequence, when with Janus and the Fibonacci all connected, when the Titans passed and the trees were felled and they were used for whatever they were used for, we then
Mm.
get these mountains and we get the earth and Gaia absorb these into what we see and know as the earth. Now, something that I've known for a long time, and it's been something I'm really have been sure about, is gold mines mine gold in veins.
Mhm.
It's all in the language. They tell us everything in the language. If the dead titans died and the atmosphere changed, the blood inside them could have changed as well and would have changed
Calcified.
into the rare earth minerals we see today. Gold being one of them, which is why gold is as I said before, is mined in veins, because the vein of the gold is actually the vein of the Titan. Now, Richard, which pendulum is shouting for you to come out on
The
that?
dragon one from my beautiful Wanda. Where are you? Wanda, Wanda, Wanda. Ah, here you are. So for
You was
me, we're
wondering
gonna
where
use,
Wonder was.
yeah, Wanda is it. Wonder Woman. All right. So let me just give you a little all right. So are we accurate, Wanda? Okay, show me no right away, because people are gonna think that yeah, see already. So for all the nay believers, right? It's not because I gave it balance to Wanda. Show me yes. Yeah, come on, Wanda. Show me a beautiful yes. All right. So everything that Gary just said right there, is he accurate? I know he's accurate, but beyond me, you're my higher self. Yeah, you're rocking it, buddy.
Yeah, and I get a yes on mine because mine goes clockwise when it's correct, and it'll spin and spin until it hits my arm. There you go, it hit my arm here,
Okay,
which
keep
is
doing it.
100%.
Wanda, do you want to imitate Gary's do you have a crush on him? Oh, look, imitate him. Imitate him. Do what
And you've
Gary's
got to
doing.
hit.
Do you want to
Wanda's
have
got.
foreplay? Foreplay. Oh my God. I
Because mine,
think what it is because all of my pendulums are connected to my high. We're having foreplay, buddy.
yeah, yeah. Because my pendulum, when
But
it's ready
I'm
to work for me, goes backwards and forwards.
uh
So I'm trying my hardest not to move my arm at all. And the energy of the pendulums, and they're heavy as well, make your arms move. But you couldn't make this pendulum move to the stage that it is. I mean, it's literally, look, it's going so high now, like a
okay.
swing. It's jumping around.
Follow Gary, Wanda. Follow Gary. Go. Oh, you want him? You go for him. Go for him. Come
Oh,
on, like you rock and roll star. Let's go. Look.
yeah. So that's the yes. And mine did it automatically. That
Oh
yes,
my
look.
God, we're having a get pendulum sex.
And mine's gone round. It'll hit my arm as well in a
We're
second.
having
I move
pendulum
my arm higher
sex.
so it can't hit my arm. Well,
Okay, guys, you can't make this shit up.
I mean, to get the pendulum to swing at the angle that I am, you'd have to be moving your hand quite a bit. And I'm only moving it because of the weight. So there we go, look. And
Okay,
the fact
show
that
me
yours is
yes.
cocking is
Show me
awesome.
yes now. Okay, so see already I'm got just to show. Look, guys, with the momentum right now, higher self, Wanda is coming to a yes, full circle. Look,
Yeah.
if you guys think I'm still making it up, uh, wah, wah.
Yeah. But so
Come on.
what we're telling you is you know, what we believe that we've come across here is, and of course there's no proof, but we're fairly certain that
That's proof enough.
that we have an infiltration that caused the trees to be cut down, and the Titans then died,
Oh,
and they were
this, yeah.
because they didn't have the oxygen anymore. They didn't have the sustainability. They were tricked. Now,
That's right.
something I've also um, had thing as we've got more advanced, Richard, we've got smaller.
Well, yes, we shrank. Of course we did. It's a thing of oxygen.
No, I've got a different theory. My theory is the reason why we're getting smaller because the Fibonacci sequence has been feeding off us and our loosh so that we grow smaller and smaller as we go along. So it's like if you've got a parasite inside you, you will never, it will take some of your nutrition and you'll never grow to your full size. Are you getting a no on that?
Yeah, I'm getting what you're saying. I'm
Because
not sure if you got
because we
everything on that
no,
though.
no, I'm not either. But
Because
what
it's looping, so that means it's
it's
searching.
searching, what we get is that we have a third party parasitical energy feeding off us, which is slowly taking us down so that it can maintain its growth as in the Fibonacci or the sacred geometry that we have.
Yes.
Sometimes see the
Is there
pendulum.
more to this? If you want more to this, Wanda, like Shake It Harder, like Motorhead, like the rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So there is more to it, but you're on the right track.
yeah.
There's
So
something a little bit missing, but
yeah,
you're definitely on the
yeah.
right
But
track. Yeah.
so we've got the right basic idea. We haven't quite got it nailed. Okay.
Wanda,
That is beautiful. That is a
love.
beautiful necklace, that one, I have to say.
I
Now,
know.
something that was asked of me in I'm on Telegram. I have my own private Telegram with
You do.
friends,
Yeah.
and I also have an open Telegram channel where I post stuff, which is a called
Well, you got three, don't you?
well, there's me in the personal, then there's a group.
Okay, two. Okay, got
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. But there's a group that I've been running for several years now, and it's like-minded souls who I've known for a long time who've been with me on the journey. And then there's my open source one, which is called Alternative Interactions, just like my group, my YouTube, and anybody can join that. And I post all sorts of bits and pieces on there, stuff that I can't put necessarily on YouTube as well will go on there. So
Hmm.
additional information sometimes on the stuff I do. Now, one of my friends on my private one, John, um, he came up with a very interesting question. Now, there's somebody called Chief Ironbush, and Chief Ironbush is very interesting to listen to. A lot of information. Bloke's amazing. Now, he states very clearly, and he believes so, that there's no straight edges and sharp edges in nature. And I think he has something with that, right? So I don't think there's any straight or sharp edges in nature either. It's not natural. You see a cat's claw, although it's sharp, it's a curve and a curve that go to a point. It's not like, a man can make something
Yes.
square, we can make something square, but nature, generally nothing is square. Now, the only thing that is square, that John quite rightly pointed out, are some crystals. And so that really got me thinking about this one because that's like, well, yeah. Now, if we are in a different kind of toroidal field, a different kind of consciousness because of the sacred geometry of Metatron's cube and the Merkaba, and we've got a Titan died, Now, within our bodies, we're a chemistry set within our bodies, just like the dragons who died that could be a volcano because
Mhm.
the two chemicals mix and creates fire. If those titans died, and as you said, Richard, the gold, it solidified and it changed from whatever it was. So we get silver, gold, copper, iron, you know, um, I mean, salt. What's the
Salt?
Yeah, salt. What salt is it?
Yeah,
Himalayan pink salt. Yeah,
yeah, there's something there too. Yeah.
that is likely been mined from a dead creature or animal. It's salt and it's pink and that's where it comes from.
Sentient being, I'd rather use.
There
I
we
don't
go.
want to
Yeah, yeah.
use never the word creature.
No, no,
That
no. I was trying
means
to.
monster.
Yeah, yeah. A sentient being that once
Yes.
roamed.
Do you, it's
And
not, I'm not attacking you.
no,
It's
no, no,
just
no,
that,
no.
you know,
I was trying
like
to
word
find the right language.
correction. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find
Yeah.
the right language. So a sentient being that's passed, we get Himalayan pink rock salt from, and we've
Yeah.
got lamps and stuff, and that was fundamentally part of a sentient being, a life form. Now, if you this goes back to the water experiments with Yamamoto, very interesting. He would freeze petri dishes, and one petri dish he'd shout at, and one he'd say he'd love, and they'd freeze them, and the one he shouted at would have crystal formations that were all over the place, and the one he said he loved at would look like beautiful snowflakes. Do you know what I mean? Those beautiful patterns.
Yes.
Now, when those titans died, if Janus or AIX or this nasty entity changed the frequency in which we live,
Hmm.
that would affect how those crystals grew from and within the dead bodies of the sentient beings.
I agree with you, but now I'm wondering, like, should we keep this maybe for a part two?
We
Because
could do.
this is not a 10-minute one. Like, I think we can go on for over an hour on just that, my man.
Because I mean, I could put a small slideshow together, just to show the FEMI exactly what we're talking about, because I've done my own slideshows on my channel and it's very easy for
Yes.
me. I know you've watched them as well, some of them. So what I'm talking about, some of you can picture it in your mind, and many of you can't. And so it wouldn't be a big slideshow; it'd just be a few slides,
Yeah, that's it.
just to show what we're trying to describe to you, and how when things change, things grow differently, which is kind of where we was going with us getting smaller or us changing because of the Fibonacci sequence that's parasitically growing off us almost. That we're not quite right on, but we're close enough to be, you
But
know.
I think this is like a beautiful, like next episode, my Gary, okay,
Yep.
my Femi, because that one could be that's a deep dive. Because I'm running out of time right
Yeah,
now,
no, no,
so
no, I
I don't
agree.
want to do a 10-minute. It's too powerful, this new segment.
There's a lot there, isn't there? But then what we can say is what we've just discussed is the prequel to what's coming next week.
And I did write also an invocation for today.
Well, I think we need to finish on an invocation, one of your poems that has to be done.
Would you like to hear, my brother?
I would love to hear it.
My family, would you love an invocation? Yay! For some reason, all of a sudden, when I said invocation, I saw myself in the movie Grease, like at the end when they're all celebrating at the end of school, and like, what was the song? Rattle, rattle, ding dong, and they're all jumping. I don't know why that came to me. The pink flamingos and the biker guys. Like, oh yes, Sandra D in her high heel, smoking the cigarette, putting it down. Hey, sailor. Ah, So it's a graduation. Guys, this is how Richard works. Like I get these things. Welcome.
And
All right.
how Gary works is Gary's never watched Grease in his life. I've never seen the film. I've never watched it.
You should see you've never
Never.
even seen E.T. or Jaws or
I've seen
Poltergeist or
E.T.,
The
I've seen
Exorcist.
Jaws, but I've never seen
Okay.
Grease. Never.
Grease is really good.
I know some of the songs, obviously,
Well,
but
because I was 8 or 9, like so maybe it's nostalgia, right?
well, you are older than me, obviously.
By 1 year. I'm more seasoned.
You're more
Seasoned.
something.
I'm more seasoned. I don't love the. I never say that song "Happy Birthday."
No,
It's
no, I know.
no. I'm seasoned. I'm not old because old means I decay. Bye
You're
bye, Green Reaper.
you're
Nope,
more
not working for me.
you're more seasoned than I am by a very short blink of the
Oh,
eye.
Heidi, you're so cute. All right, so okay, I'm getting because I got a lot of messages here between the Sullivan children and different channelings for different. Now I see my family, the Pilon family that I adore. Okay, let me get. Okay, so okay, I got it. I think I got it, and then I lost it. Damn it! Please be patient. I won't be long. Okay, so that's missing children, missing children. Got it. Yeah, I got it. All right. So, guys, are you ready? This is an invocation that I went into deep down this morning after talking to my Gary for calling back all fragments that were launched, distorted, lived down, different dimensions, densities, experiences, incarnations that some would have been traumatic, death, rage, abuse, whatever. Everything is coming back right now online. If you're watching this, it's because you are the one version that was chosen to calibrate every aspect within. And this is what I came with you for you. Are you ready? Let's rock and roll. All right, calling back the soul fragments into singularity. I call now across timelines, across shattered mirrors of war, of love, and forgetting, to every piece of me I left behind. In battlefields of lost causes, in corridors of silence, in skins I wore to survive. Come home now to the child version cast into shadows, to the priestess burned for her knowing that happened to me, to the rebel broken but unbent, to the dragon chained beneath the sea, to the lover waiting still. Come home now. I summon you through dream and flame, through tears not yet cried, through blood coated in starlight, through breath that remembers who I am. No more shall we remain scattered. No more exiled in splinters. No more kneeling at false thrones. For I am the center. I am the circle and the spark. I am the singularity becoming flesh again. And in this body, I welcome all of me now, here, whole, awake. So it is. Yay!
That actually, you made my ant head go. That really did. That was
Did
amazing.
you like it?
That was awesome. That was awesome. That was. And you're gonna have to send that to me so I can put that up as a link on my
I'm
channel as
gonna,
well.
of course I will.
Yeah,
Because when I
beautiful.
came out of my meditation, my inner flame, Gary and Femi, this felt encoded with energy. Okay, I mean, they're only words, but words is word magic. It's longer than what I usually do, but there's a code, remembrance.
Yeah.
So Femi, do this to yourself. You don't have to say it out loud. You can say it in your mind. But and all of you, like you're all oracles. Scan me. Is Richard lying to me? I'd like to know. The chances is a big fat fucking no, right? So that's all Gary and I are here for, and we both got different gifts, but we make such a great bloody team.
Yes, we
I
do.
almost swore again, but
I
I have
know,
to
I know.
control my
It's fine.
swearing.
It's
Um,
passion. It's passion.
I'm very proud of you, Gary, my brother. I'm very proud at what we are doing. I'm proud at the comments, the family, the
Oh,
sister, because it's mostly sisterhood. There
was
are like brothers out there, but they're gonna come out because June 20th, very special time for Sacred Divine Masculine to come online with the summer solstice.
yeah.
So yay. More cowboys for the cowgirls.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's like 9 cowgirls to every 1 cowboy currently in the way it works. So it just shows you there's a very big imbalance currently, and it would be nice to get that balance slightly back more evenly.
Yeah, everything's going to be great for
Yeah,
everyone, no matter what seasoned state, not age. We all have our better half.
we do.
It's twin flame activation. It's season. It's game on, babies. I know mine is coming in. I've been single for over 20 years, Femi, and I know mine is going to be a walk-in. It's a walk-in coming for me.
Superb.
Sacred
Superb.
Divine walk out, walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to be in love again. Because I'm a romantic. Oh, like, I would carry like over like, oh, there's a puddle. Let me carry like I love romance. Like I'm a rock and roll whore, but I'm so old fashioned. Like I'm monogamous. Number one, I it, like being a swinger would never work for me. You know what I mean? And I love to worship. Like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. Like
I
blip.
do. I do.
That's blip. Okay, maybe I'm saying too much.
I know,
I'm
no,
getting
no.
all funny.
But that's why the
Um,
Femi love you so much, Richard, and we
yeah.
do. So it's
um,
beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful poem.
So
I hope
this was
everybody enjoyed
fun.
that. So just before we go, get the corporate rubbish out of the way. Please like, share, and subscribe to
Yes.
Richard Cardinal. And
And
please like,
Guy
share,
Guy.
and please like, share, and subscribe to Alternative Interactions. And that's me, Gary.
Guy Guy. I love you so much, my brother.
You're a star. Thank you very much, Richard. And we have a very interesting show next week because I can put a lot more meat on those bones. That gives us a week to work on this as well. So that's brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes, I love it. Yay, yay, yay. So, Femi, thank you for joining us. We want you to be good, be kind to yourselves, and never forget that we love you. Rock and roll. We love you. Bye.
Mwah, mwah.
Bye. Mwah.